Welcome to the club.
All right, today we are jumping into one single, absolutely fateful night from Tolstoy's War and Peace.
So, how does just one night of flattery and seduction completely unravel a promise that was meant to last a lifetime? Well, we're going to follow the young Natasha Rostova on a trip to Moscow, where you'll see how the city's simmering tensions and a single chance encounter threaten to change her life forever.
This quote you see here, it just nails the central conflict of the time. You've got this deep, simmering Russian resentment, but on the surface, everyone's obsessed with French culture. It's this really unstable mix, just waiting for a spark. Okay, so let's set the scene. We're in Moscow, it's 1811, and the political tension with Napoleon's France, it's through the roof. This isn't just high-level politics either. This anti-French feeling is everywhere, in every part of society. The whole city is basically on edge. And right at the center of this whole social storm is old Prince Bolkonsky. He's the father of Natasha's fiancée, and he's formidable. He's got this super sharp tongue, he's a hardcore traditionalist, and he's basically the gatekeeper to the family Natasha is just desperate to be a part of.
And listen, this guy's anti-French fury isn't just talk. He literally screams this at his own doctor just because he's French. I mean, can you imagine? It's this violent, personal rage that he just unleashes on anyone he decides is an enemy. So you can imagine what a tense, volatile atmosphere that creates for any guest in his home.
And walking right into this lion's den is our Natasha. She's young, she's hopeful, and she's just arrived with her father, hoping to get the blessing of her future in-laws. So how does it go? Oh, it's a complete and utter disaster. It's just one painful, humiliating moment after another. First they arrive and the staff seems totally confused, like they weren't even expected. Then her future sister-in-law, Princess Maria, is just awkward and cold. And the final blow? The old prince himself shows up in his nightcap and dressing gown, basically inspects Natasha like a piece of furniture, and then just walks away. So you can imagine how this just leaves her feeling incredibly vulnerable. Totally emotionally wounded. This isn't just some awkward family meeting. For her, it feels like this huge personal insult. And that feeling, that's what really sets the stage for what's about to happen next. So, what do you do after a day like that? You look for an escape. And that very same night, the Rostovs go to the opera. And suddenly, Natasha's thrown into a completely different world, a world of glamour and temptation. And you can see here, the transformation is just immediate. She goes from feeling humiliated and anxious to this almost dreamlike, intoxicated state. At the opera, she's surrounded by glamour, she forgets about all the rigid social rules, she even forgets about her fiancé for a moment. She feels beautiful again, and having all those eyes on her is the perfect cure for the morning's humiliation. But here's the interesting thing. The actual show on stage, to her, it just seems bizarre and totally artificial. The painted cardboard, the weird costumes, it all feels fake. And this sense of unreality is key, because it blurs the line between fantasy and what's actually happening, making her way more open to the real drama that's about to unfold, not on the stage, but in the audience. And it's right in this moment, in this hazy dreamlike state, that he enters the scene, the handsome, incredibly confident Anatol Karaji. So who is this guy, Anatol? Well, he's a wealthy, charismatic officer and a notorious charmer. He's the kind of guy who lives only for pleasure, for the thrill of the moment, with zero thought for the consequences. And here's the real kicker, something almost no one knows. He's already secretly married. But right now, he has just set his sights on Natasha. And he does not waste any time. He is immediately, shockingly forward. He leans in and says, "You will be the most beautiful," and then asks for a flower from her as a pledge. This is completely against all the social rules of the time. It's intense, it's direct, and it's flattering. And this is the key moment for Natasha. She's shocked, right? But Tolstoy writes that with Anatol, there's none of that barrier of modesty that she feels with other men. That barrier just isn't there. So she's terrified, but she's also thrilled. It's this dangerous, exciting closeness that she has never, ever felt before. Okay. So the story picks up a few days later. They're at a party at Anatol's sister Helene's house. And this is where Anatol's pursuit goes from just flattery to something way more aggressive and calculated. And his sister, Helene, is totally in on it. She's an accomplice. She deliberately creates a situation where they can be alone, leading Natasha into this small drawing room. The second they're alone, he makes his move. His face gets closer, he's blocking her path, he's cornered her, and she has absolutely nowhere to go. And then it happens. Hot lips pressed against her lips, the line is crossed. In that one moment, the ultimate transgression occurs.
So now we see the aftermath. The kiss just shatters Natasha's world. She's left in this state of profound confusion, totally torn between her sense of duty and this new, dangerous desire.
When she gets home, she can't sleep. Her loyalty to Prince Andrei, which was once so pure, so certain, it now feels totally lost. She just keeps replaying the whole encounter in her mind, remembering the smile of that handsome and bold man. And this is the unsolvable question she's facing. Whom do I love? On one hand, you have Prince Andrei, the man she promised her life to. He's noble, he's serious, but on the other hand, you have Anatol, the man who just kissed her. He's handsome, bold, and thrilling. She's completely trapped between these two kinds of love, and she has no idea how to reconcile them.
So she's left with this agonizing question. What am I to do when I love him and love the other? And that question, it really captures the heart of what Tolstoy is exploring here. It's about human passion, it's about making mistakes, and it's about those powerful, sometimes irrational forces that can drive every single one of us.